The city welcomed him back with familiar noise, but none of it settled him. Nearly a month had passed since the funeral, yet the silence he carried felt louder here, like the house itself was holding its breath. Grief had rearranged the rooms. Voices were softer, footsteps more deliberate. Relatives still drifted in and out, bringing food, sitting in small circles, speaking in tones meant to respect the unseen listeners always present in times of mourning. Protocol was everywhere. Who sat where, who spoke first, who stayed silent the longest. Dakawaka never questioned the traditions. But lately, he noticed them too sharply. The way stories lowered in volume when he entered. The way elders watched him pause at doorframes before stepping through, as if waiting to see whether he performed respect by reflex or by thought. The air felt threaded with invisible expectations. Curiosity was mistaken for criticism. So he walked. Long walks. Quiet walks. Walks that started as breathing room and ended as absence. An hour stretched into two into half a night. No destination, no purpose he could explain, just movement to blunt the pressure of being perceived. His family read it differently. He saw solitude. They saw withdrawal. And silence, if not performed correctly, could look like defiance. One late afternoon, his uncle Ratu spoke without lifting his eyes from the Tanoa between them. "You're wandering more than you speak." Dakawaka offered a small nod, respectful, considered. But honesty came out before he could soften it. In trying to understand. The room shifted a fraction. Not offense, concern disguised as correction. "There's nothing to understand," Ratu said evenly. "You follow. You observe. You carry on. Simple. Final. End of discussion." Except nothing felt simple anymore. That night, Dakawaka lingered on the porch long after the house had settled. The neighborhood buzzed. Distant engines, the murmur of late pedestrians, faint music leaking through thin windows. Ordinary sounds, but lately, ordinary felt layered, almost suggestive, like static just before a signal breaks through. Something in him felt tuned differently. Not louder. Not darker. Just sharpened. As if the world had always been speaking, and only now had learned to hear the edges of the conversation. He rubbed a hand over his jaw, exhaling into the night. Maybe grief was doing this. Maybe distance from the village had undone something unnoticeably looped inside him. Maybe familiarity was no longer the comfort it once was. Either way, he no longer fit back into his own silence as easily as before.